Okay. So here we go, just to review in correlation. Clearly, there is a negative correlation here in this storyline. And if you've got your book on page 242, that says used car mileage. This says used car value. Can somebody give me one sentence to describe the trend there? The further the car drives. So if I drive to school, my car's worth less than if I drive to my local Tesco's. Not true. What do you mean by my car miles? Explain what that means in real life. It does decrease the values, yes. So the higher the mileage on the car, the lower the value. Generally, it's true. That doesn't mean say if I go on a long journey, I've suddenly lost half my car's value. I have not. Just that if you've got a car that's got 60,000 miles on the clock and an identical car with 102 miles on the clock, the one with 102 miles has done more life than the one with 60,000 miles. So you can get that car a lot cheaper because there's less life left in the car, so to speak. Do you understand that? Does anyone understand that about mileage and the value of the car? If you buy a car with lots and lots of miles on it, it means it's been used an awful lot, and you may not have that many miles left in the engine to be able to work properly. So there will be a negative correlation. Shoe size and the time spent reading each day. Please comment on that, someone. I agree. There's no relation between your shoe size and the amount you read. So there is called no. Thank you. That no correlation. Okay. So I remember this was a homework or a task this time around recently, where you had to match each one of these statements with each one of these graphs. Well, you can revise that yourself because the video is probably out there, or I've given you feedback on your homework. Oh, sorry, classwork this is, isn't it? Back to averages and range. What do you understand by the word mode? It's the most common one. And the range is, how do you work out a range? Yeah, I heard that's completely correct, but you take away the smallest. So when you're going to work out the mode from a list of numbers, you don't need to order them at all. We can see there we have 3 sevens, that's the mode. We work out the range by going the biggest, 9, take away the smallest, 2. So the range of those values is 7. It's unfortunate that the mode is also 7. The mode and range are completely unrelated. So okay, amongst you, maybe one of you might be 12, maybe some of you are going to be 11 still. What is the age range in your year 7 class, therefore? Because 12 take away 11, isn't it? So you're all within 1 year of each other. Yes, true? It's true. So that means there is a very narrow age range within a year group. Because if you had a wider age range, you're probably in the next year up or the next year down, but you won't all be year 7s. So that's age range. So your ages are very consistent, is what you'd expect. So that's how you use range. Some questions there we've done. Now on to medians. What's the smallest number? Just arrange it in order for me. Somebody speak up. That question goes to Chioke. Just put those in order for me quickly. Just read out the list. Yep. Isn't that miraculous? They're already in order for us. So, which is the median of that list, Chioki? Right there. Not that one, that one. Okay, now for question 3, you may recall all these are an odd number in the list. There's an odd number of them, which means it's easy to find the middle one. You just find the one right in the middle. So in this case, there are 5 numbers. There'll be 2 smaller numbers, 2 bigger numbers, and the number in the middle. It's important you order it first. Okay, switch off your microphone because you're shuffling around. Switch off your mic, all of you. Switch it off. That mic is still on. Now look at this one. Bit revision coming up. Look at question 5. That's on the screen. Can you see it? Good. I can as well. Somebody talk me through question 5. I don't know, 5C, just for fun. I'm doing question 5C live with you. So talk me through it. We can see the question. We're going to see my working as well. Go then, Diaz. Go for it. Yeah. You missed out. Yeah. Okay. Now I'm going to write it bigger, spread it out a little bit. 1, 4, 5, 7, 8, 9. Okay, Diaz, to keep teaching. Which are? So for my working, I'm going to do that. And then what? Okay, so 5 plus 7 divided by 2. That's going to be 12 divided by 2. So the median is 6. So please understand that the median, although is 6, is not necessarily listed amongst the original numbers. But clearly, between 5 and 7, the number 6 does actually exist, although it's not within the original list. Is that okay? So when you come to do that in your assessment, don't be baffled by that. Right, let's just move on. So we've got mode, we've got median, we've got range. Mean is quite easy. I'm not even going to demo it. So somebody talk to me, like Sophie, talk to me about how to find the mean of these numbers. 6, 7, 5, 8. That goes to Sophie Stanton. Go, Soph. Okay. Thank you. That's absolutely perfect. Good, clear teaching. I like that. And you can do it. That's it. It's done. So we can all work out means. And the last little page, I think, of the entire book and of this unit is comparing. Now, I did a little vid with you in one of the lessons where I went over this in quite a lot of detail, didn't I? Because many of you didn't actually fully explain what we had here. So just to reiterate with some of these points, you need to show the data in the question when you speak about what you think is happening in the story. So let's do the obvious one. The mean shoe size for boys in class 7. Sorry, the median shoe size of boys in a class is 7, but for girls the median is 5. What does this suggest about the boys' shoe size? Well, boys have bigger shoe sizes on average. Does it mention the range there in question 1? So we don't know how consistent those shoe sizes are for the boys. We don't know how consistent those shoe sizes are for the girls. I want to go straight on to question 4, and that will be it in terms of my personal guidance for you. Then you just go and do a whole load of questions at home and be brilliant. So that's that. Let's take a look. Look at this one. This is the dogs and cats questions. Look at the mass of the dog on average. Look at the mass of the cat on average. What do you notice? No, the dog. There's more than one dog. So no. Think again. On average. What's the story about? Dogs and chickens? Thank you. So you should say, on average, dogs weigh more than cats, or dogs are heavier than cats on average. One statement done, one more to go. Do we have anything to do with range in this question?
Yes.
So, who's not spoken to us? Sophia, this is for you. The range in weights for dogs is 45 kilos, and the range in weights for cats is 0.5 of a kilo. Would you like to comment on that? The weights of dogs on the range in weights for dogs is 45, and the range in weights for cats is 0.5 kilos. Would you like to comment on that, Soph? As in Sophia. Yeah, there's a load of different weights for cats as well. There's billions of different weights for cats. Doesn't quite show that, but I know what you mean. I wouldn't mark it right in an exam though. So somebody purify that answer a little bit. Okay, okay. Who said on average? And who are you? Ella. Range has got nothing to do with average, so you can't use the word on average. So try again. Ella's going to teach us again. Go. Cats have different variations of weight as well. Look, it's 0.5 of a kilo. That's a variation, isn't it? Somebody give a pure answer. Hudson, can you jump into this? Okay, Hudson, teach. Okay, a wider consistency. If they will have a wider consistency, to quote you, then that means they are less consistent in their weights because their weights are more varied. Is that okay? There's a greater variation of weight amongst dogs than amongst cats. Is that okay? So can you see, all of you, Zidane, that the range of weights of cats is only half a kilo, which means their weights are very consistent, whereas the weights of dogs is very inconsistent. You've got a weight range of 45 kilograms. I mean, that's huge. But for cats pretty much look like cats all the time. They're little things. And their weight range is about 0.5 a kilo. So cats' weights are more consistent. Dogs' weights are less consistent. Have you got that? And Hudson, by the way, don't use the word stats. All of these are statistics, right? You've got to be very specific. I have got 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6 different stats in question 4 alone. So you've got to be very clear about which ones you're talking about and how to interpret them. Now, can you come back on the screen and I'll stop sharing? And I'll